Hello, good day, my glorious families. I welcome you to today's chapter of the day. So we continue into our chapters. I believe some of us have seen the chapter 3 of this book, and I think it's the most interesting to me. I don't know about you until you see it. So Solomon's officials. All right, in this chapter 4, Solomon appointed all his officials, just like President Trump of the USA is already, appointing his officials before he gets sworn in on January 20th. So King Solomon reigned over all Israel, and these were his officials. There are some of them that we already know. Okay, Azariah, son of Zadok, priest, that's the priest. Elioreph, and Ahijah, the sons of Shisha, they are the secretaries. Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, court historian. Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, in charge of the army. Zadok and Abiathar, they are the priests. Of course, they've been mentioning those names. Azariah, son of Nathan, in charge of the deputies. Zabub, son of Nathan, a priest and advisor to the king. Aisha, in charge of the palace. And Adoniram, son of Abda, in charge of forced labor. Verse 7, Solomon had 12 deputies for all Israel. They provided food for the king and his household. Each one made provision for 1 month out of the year. These were their names. Okay, so all these names were mentioned, blah, 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 blah. All these names were mentioned. Benam in the hill country of Ephraim, Ben-Deker in Makaz, Shabim, Bet Meshe, Shebmesh. Anyway, these are funny names. Ben-Gaber in verse 13. So these names, they kept going from verses 9 all the way through to verses 19. So let's pick verse 19. Okay, let me mention Joseph. Okay, before I go to the end of the verse, let me mention the ones that I know their names. Jehoshaphat, son of Peruiah in Issachar. Shimei, son of Elah in Benjamin. Geba, son of Huri in the land of Gilead, the country of King Sihon of the Amorites and of King Og of Bashan. So that's the end of those names. Then let's continue. There was one deputy in the land of Judah. So now, Solomon's provisions, verse 20. I just had to jump because those names are just too funny to pronounce. Judah and Israel were as numerous as the sand by the sea. They were eating, drinking, and rejoicing. Solomon ruled all the kingdoms from the Euphrates River to the land of the Philistines and as far as the border of Egypt. They offered tributes and served Solomon all the days of their lives, of his life. Verse 22, Solomon's provision for one day were 150 bushels of fine flour, and 300 bushels of meal. Wow. 10 fattened cattle, 20 range cattle, and 100 sheep and goats, besides deer, gazelles, roebucks, and pen-fed poultry. For he had dominion over everything west of the Euphrates, from Tishsan to Gaza, and over all the kings west of the Euphrates. He had peace on all his surrounding borders. Throughout Solomon's reign, Judah and Israel lived in safety from Dan to Beersheba. Each person under his own vine and his own fig tree. Solomon had 40,000 stalls of horses for his chariots and 12,000 horsemen. Each of those deputies for a month in turn provided food for King Solomon and for everyone who came to King Solomon's table. They neglected nothing. Each man brought the barley and the straw for the chariot teams and the other horses to the required place according to his assignment. Oh man, it is good to be a child of God. Solomon's wisdom and literary gift. Verse 29. God gave Solomon wisdom, very great insight and understanding, as vast as the sand on the seashore. Solomon's wisdom was greater than the wisdom of all the people of the east, greater than all the wisdom of Egypt. He was wiser than anyone, wiser than Ethan, the Ephraite, and Heman, Calcol, and Dada. sons of Mahor. His reputation extended to all the surrounding nations. Solomon spoke 3,000 proverbs. My goodness. Okay, so there was a video I saw that somebody was referring to Solomon's reign, that, oh, they asked us not to marry many wives. How about Solomon, who married so many wives, and yet God still loved him the way he loved his father? And I wonder why that person, these are people that do not even know the Bible very well. This is Solomon that had all of these things, and at the end of it all, do you know what he said? He said vanity upon vanity, having so many wives and all of that, and he still says all is vanity. In fact, if you can go read his advice to every one of us, it will be a better thing, because it's not just about how the person live, what end the person's life. You have to know how did the person end his life, then you can now know if how the person's live actually help the person. So let's pause it right there. Solomon spoke 3,000 proverbs, and his songs numbered 1,005. Wow. He spoke about trees, from the cedar in Lebanon to the hyssop growing out of the wall. He also spoke about animals, birds, reptiles, and fish, emissaries of all peoples, sent by every king on earth who had heard of his wisdom, came to listen to Solomon's wisdom. Wow, that's the end of chapter 4, and to me, this is really profound. I love everything there. The book of, in fact, I really need to, I need to read, the book of Proverbs. There are so many books that are just so beautiful. Like, the Bible is so beautiful. I don't know why people don't. Goodness, like, if you can just download audio Bibles and listen to all of these stories in the Bible, you will be shocked to the bone. Like, you'll be wondering, does this really happen? Is this the Bible? I mean, is this Bible? What I'm listening to, is the Bible? Because sometimes when you are listening to Bible, you will be confused. You will ask yourself, is this written in the Bible? And then you'll be forced to go check again. Am I reading this from the Bible? The same Bible. A lot of us abandon the book. I'm one of them. We abandon this book, but we don't know there are so many interesting stories in it. I challenge you, go and start listening to the Bible. I mean, audio Bible, if you know you're so lazy to read like myself. That is why I do a video, so that at least as I read, I'll be able to talk. I love to talk. I don't just want to be bored reading the Bible alone, and most times I want to read it alone because I get inspired. Love you. I see you in my next video. Bye.